Can you actually afford the retirement you picture for yourself? I'm not talking about the one you're hoping someday it'll just work out, but the one that you actually want. That's the question that sits behind almost every decision people make when and how to retire. And the numbers do back that up. The ARP Financial Security Trend Survey found that 60% of older adults say they worry about having enough money to last through retirement. And 37% say they feel financially insecure right now. Wow, 37%. That same survey found that 69% of older adults say prices are rising faster than their income, and a shocking 52% say their healthcare costs are higher than they were a year ago. And we know those are going up. So this isn't a small group of people having a rough time right now. It's the majority of us wondering if the plan we built is actually going to hold up. Now, guys, seriously, if you're watching this and retirement feels far off, or if you're thinking it's already too late to change anything, I want you to hear this clearly. Please hear this. Neither of those are true. Wherever you are in your journey right now, there are concrete steps you can move that needle to the right direction. Well, hey guys, my name's Marc. I'm the creative behind Retirement for Seniors. And today I want to talk with you some issues. These are issues that are affecting people every single day. People like you and me, people that are getting ready to retire, and some of those who have already retired. And while we're talking right now, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, if you would, real quick. And it just helps the video reach more people who need to hear this information. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay. Step one, get focused on your retirement right now. Now, this is wherever you're starting from, whether you're starting with 100,000, 500,000, or a million. Look at it, work with your advisor. That's what they're there for. If you haven't started with an advisor, now would be a great time. Usually they'll interview you and talk for free the first time. So don't be afraid to call on several people and just get some ideas to find out who is a good fit for you. Now, I say that because one of the most common regrets that retirees report isn't really about the market or the economy. It's all about timing. And a recent survey of American retirees from Clever Real Estate found that more than half the retirees didn't start with savings really until the age of 30. About a third didn't start until 50 or older, or they never started a formal plan at all. Well, that delay matters, guys. It really does, because it takes away years from compound growth. That is where your money earns money on top of your money. Okay. It's really important. Compound growth can make the difference of a happy retirement, financially secure, or living basically Social Security check to Social Security check. Now, flip side, when the same survey asked retirees about their regrets, most didn't say, gee, I wish I started back when I was 25. What they said more often was that they wish they understood their savings and investments better and managed their money more deliberately along the way. So now, guys, listen, if you're 55, 65, or gosh, even 75, getting focused today still changes what your next chapter looks like. And if you're getting something out of this so far, do me a favor, drop a comment down below and let me know where you are in your own retirement planning right now. Let me know if you have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, what are you doing? Or maybe you want to do a one-on-one with me, quick, a free one-on-one in 30 minutes. We'll kind of map out a plan for you. Guys, on the comments, I read every single one of them, and it generally helps me decide what to cover in future video. Right now, step 2 is take control of your accounts. And that starts with actually knowing the rules that are working in your favor. Now, this year, the IRS raised the standard for 401k contributions to a limit of $24,500. Okay. If you are 50 years or older, you can catch up contributions on top of that. And that brings your total up to 32,500. I know that sounds like a huge number, but any extra money that you can put on your catch up, that just grows compoundedly. And if you're between 60 and 63 specifically, that catch up jumps even higher to 1,150, would put your total contribution at $35,750. Wow. Imagine that compound interest. All right. That's a real opportunity, guys, to accelerate your savings in exactly the years a lot of people assume are way too late. Well, it can make a dent. Now, on the IRA side, this year's contribution limit is 7,500. And if you want more say over what you're actually investing, it's worth understanding what is a self-directed IRA, or basically, and I'm not a financial person, but I've worked very closely with my financial advisors, and I've just learned this over the years. It lets you hold a wider range of assets than a typical account. And contrary to what a lot of people assume, the IRS itself doesn't require a minimum balance to open one, though individual account providers set their own minimums and they can vary quite a bit. That's why I say interview, talk to people, go out and meet them face to face. Okay. Make sure that they're the ones that you want to trust with your money. Now, what gives you, if it's something you want, is more direct control over your investment decisions. Just know that required minimum distributions still kick in at age 73, no matter what type of account you're using. Now, that is minimum distributions. You must start to take some income. Now, step 3 is make sure your investments are actually diversified. You probably already know this, but it's really important as a reminder. Not just spread across a few familiar names or a few blue chips. Okay. This one matters more than people think. In the same clever real estate survey, only around 55% of the retirees felt they felt comfortable in their investments and that they were diversified enough to protect against any kind of losses. Vanguard's own research is pretty clear on this because foreign and U.S. markets don't always move together. Holding international stocks and bonds alongside domestic ones, that reduces the overall volatility of your portfolio. Really important, guys. Need to hear that. Vanguard generally recommends at least 20% of your overall portfolio in international assets, with the fuller diversification benefit showing up as international allocations grows toward 40% of your stocks, your stock holdings specifically. Now, the point isn't to abandon what you know. It's to make sure you're not carrying more risk than you realize just because everything you own happens to be tied to one country's economy. All right, my friends, let's take a real quick break here because next part matters a lot. If debt is a part of what's standing between you and your retirement you actually want, I put together a 90-day debt elimination course specifically for this. It walks you through step by step getting out of debt, getting your debt out of the way so that more of your income and your Social Security checks actually go toward the life you're trying to plan instead of going to paying down those interest payments on those credit cards. You can find it at retirementforseniors.org. That's retirementforseniors.org. And check out the store tab. There you'll find it. You can download it. It's digital. We send it right over to you. All right, guys, back to the video. Now, step number 4, now this one ties directly back to those contribution numbers I had mentioned earlier. Put in as much as you can. As I said, 30,000, maybe you can't do that. Maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 8,000, but that's still $8,000 you're getting a compound interest on. Do it as consistently as you can. Now, tax advantages, retirement accounts exist specifically to reward you for doing this. And the older you get, the more room the government actually gives you to catch up, especially in that one window that we talked about from the age of 60 to 60. Okay? Real important. Even the modest increases to what you're contributing now, especially if you're still earning an income at all, compound over however many years you have left before you start drawing on the account. This is also exactly where sitting down with a licensed financial advisor pays off. Guys, they look at your specific accounts, they look at your age, your goals, and they tell you precisely how to make the most of the contribution room available to you. Like I said, most of them will talk to you free of charge for the first time. And then there is a cost associated to it. It could be anywhere from $300, $400, $500, but it is well worth it to keep you on track. So guys, let's recap. Get focused on your retirement right now, regardless of your age. Take control by actually knowing what your accounts allow you to contribute. Make sure you're genuinely diversified instead of concentrating in a handful of familiar names like those blue chips. And in the same country, contribute as much as you can consistently, especially by using the catch-up rules built for people 50, 60, 70, and older. I do want to be clear that everything in this video is general information, guys, not personal financial advice. Your particular situation is unique, so please talk with a licensed financial advisor about what actually applies to your situation. All right, my friends, if today's video helped you look at your retirement savings a little bit differently, do me a favor, subscribe down below so you don't miss what's coming up next. And if debt is a part of what's holding your retirement back, like those credit cards and paying that interest, go check out that 90-day debt elimination course, again at retirementforseniors.org. That's retirementforseniors.org under that store tab. The link's also going to be down in the description below. Now, guys, if you want to go deeper on creating a bucket list after 60, one that you'll actually use, I made a video on that exact thing. Guys, you can check it out right here. Something I'm doing, and we just came back from a cruise. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I caught a nasty infection and virus from being on the cruise. And I'll never do a cruise of over 8,000 people. That was crazy. Okay. But I follow exactly what I'm preaching. This is what I do. And I'm able at 69 years old to take my family out on a cruise. I hope that for you too, guys. Thanks for watching, friends. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.